In my drum room.
Oh, nice.
Yeah,
Nice.
sorry for the delay. Sorry for the delay. It was a complete mess about half an hour ago, and I suddenly went shit.
We all have days like that, brother. We all have days.
I have decades like that, mate. Decades.
I'm with you there. Can you see me all right?
Yes.
I apologize for that. But
oh, I knew you'd say that. Yeah.
Boom, boom. Yeah, how's you, apart from the running around, how's everything going, Jason? Good to see you, mate.
I mean, I can't complain. I'm still playing drums and enjoying it. And I still get to travel all over the place. I just got back. I did a couple of shows in my other band, which is with Sammy Hagar and Michael Anthony, Big John's called The Circle.
Yeah.
We just had 2 shows in California, which was quick. Just flew in, did 2 shows and came back. But we hadn't played with each other since last September. So, but it was amazing. We didn't realize that until about after the first show, and we suddenly went, we haven't played since last September, but you wouldn't tell, you couldn't have really, we were still there. I think we just lacked a little bit. As it got about an hour and 45 minutes in, we suddenly, we realized we were like, oh, you got to save a little bit of energy for the end, We still had 3 songs to go, and you're going, oh, yeah, better, yeah.
Oh, I love those boys. I love those boys. And I love that band. That's a sick band too.
Thank you.
Amazing, yeah. But, mate, love to see that down here. But in the meantime, though, you're going to be heading down to Australia to bring us the Jason Bonham Led Zeppelin evening again.
Yes.
Coming back.
Thank you.
Exciting. Mate, I know so many cats that are damn keen on this thing, including myself. And it's going to be incredible, man. What are you looking forward to the most about the shows and coming back down to Australia? The end of the world, as we say.
Well, for me, this is obviously, you guys are very... You are very fortunate in a way. I like to look at it like this. We haven't gone anywhere else, any other country, other than the United States and Canada, with this, other than Australia. So there is something there to be said. I will say that. There's something to be said there, how much we love going out to Australia and New Zealand, of course. But it's very special. And I always say, going once was fine. Led Zeppelin did it once.
Yes.
It's when you come back again, hopefully obviously we were due to come back a lot sooner, but a little thing called pandemic hit, and then that delayed it by 3 years, I believe. We were supposed, 2 years. We were supposed to come back 21. So, I mean, for me to come back, play this music, and still we've been doing this now 13 years. And it was something I still say this is something I said I would only do once on one tour. So the fact that the little fun project that we started 13 years ago is still going strong, and I managed to take it to the other side of the world for the second time, I'm very, very chuffed indeed, very pleased.
We're chuffed. We're chuffed that you love us so much, mate. You're going to get on that big plane ride down here and see us, I
mean, the great thing I said, I had the luck to come down to Australia back in the early 90s in my band Bonham. We did a video in Katoomba with the director that did the No More Tears Ozzy Osbourne video. So we went down to the Blue Ridge Mountains of Katoomba, and it was freezing cold, but it was us and me and the guys from Bonham, and then 4 Australian supermodels. So, like we do.
Poor you, yeah.
But they were just doing their job. They did not even want to have a conversation. They're like, yeah.
Who are these rock star guys?
Who they think they are.
Mate, if you ask a Zeppelin fan, though, like what their favorite song is, you're going to get probably 1,000 different answers, depending on, generation or their own musical tastes. But I can imagine putting something like this together would be tricky to keep everyone happy, as well as yourself, of course, because you got to play the songs. But outside of the hits, where do you start? You know, where do you sort of balance that out to get the experimentation and make all the fans happy?
I feel there's definitely, within reason, there is some songs that have to be done. I always like to say, you got to do certain songs that just have to be there. Then there's like a very big hour and a half of songs that you could do. So, and then it goes to how we play them, how we perform them. I sometimes have that feeling of when it sounds right, I would rather do the best of our ability where I know it's good, rather than trying to force a song that just doesn't sound right with the vocal or is in a different time period. Then, I mean, trust me, I attempt them all, but I am hugely strict. I'm way more on top of this than any other band I play in, because I'm representing other people here. It's not just, this isn't like just going up there and playing this. I'm representing my dad's, the family name and the guys from Zep. So I'm always like, hey, this has got to be right. So otherwise I wouldn't still be doing it, if I felt it was like coming apart at the seams. So I feel we do it in a way, enough justice. Oh, I've lost you for a second. Hold on.
Sorry,
can you still see me?
I can see you.
Okay, fine. Let me, if I press this one. No, that's one. No. Hello?
I'm here. Can you hear me?
Yes. Oh, here we go. No, for some reason I'm losing. I can hear you. I clicked a button by accident. Oh,
that's all right.
Hold on. I hate it when this happens.
I know, technology, the zooms.
Yes. Just clicked a button, and the next thing now you were gone. There you are. You're back.
Ah, yeah, cool. All right.
So with that said, I've been very fortunate. The guys in the band, from Dorian Hartsong on bass, who introduced me to Alex Howland on keyboards. I mean, obviously, Jaymes has been with me since the beginning of time. You guys were the first people to see the first version of JBLZ, which was Evening, with the Japanese guitar player, Jimmy Sakurai. So you got to see him at the beginning. He's, just an amazing player. And for us, no matter what we decide, whether he's played it or not, he knows it, and usually better than all of us. If anything, we try everything we can. I mean, I have videos and I post every now and again just little snippets of us doing like Carousel Alhambra and things from Into the Outdoor to Presence. I mean, we just did a show in Jamaica, and sadly our keyboard player was sick, so he didn't come down with us. So suddenly we had to do a 90-minute set and not think of any of the songs that had keyboards in.
Oh, that's tough.
So it was no Quarter, no Since I've Been Loving You, no Stairway, no Kashmir, denied. So we suddenly had to think of a completely guitar-based set list for an hour and 90 minutes. So it was about doing like the Heartbreakers and and all the long Lemon songs with extended guitar solos. Yeah. That's awesome. And it was great, absolutely great to do it. I mean, it kept us on our toes. We could have very easily just done the same set that we'd done, but that was a fun gig in a way. As much as it was hard to suddenly, because we hadn't played, we didn't even have time to rehearse. So it was just like, yeah, we know these, right? Yeah. So it was good.
Sucks he was sick and he missed it, but that would have been incredible to see. Especially seeing you guys sort of get out of the comfort zone,
vulnerable,
challenge yourselves. Yeah, like that's some of that those moments live are just pure magic. Yeah,
it's like a scene from the Monty Python, a Holy Grail. Like, it's just a flesh wound. I can still take you. yeah, I can still play that.
Have the other Zep boys come to see you do this show?
If they have, they didn't tell me. I remember I was talking, Robert's never admitted it, but his keyboard player told me once that he did, because he does look on the internet, and does look at the clips every now and again. He'll just watch the clips. And I remember when we we were playing the Greek in LA like 2 days before he was.
Yeah.
And we'd sold it out as well, and it was great. I mean, as I said, I'm you know, you get 2 nights sold out really of your music. You know, you're just not playing the first night. You know, to Robert, I always used to say to him, and he was always just amazed that he goes, one, why would I want to like spend that much time knowing the music? And two, he was always amazed at how much I knew.
Mm.
You know, he said, it was mine. You know, he still has that fight with internally of the Zeppelin thing. You know, it was such a long time ago for him now, and it would feel totally different for me as I grew up and got older. The fan base also kicked in for me, of me sitting going, oh my God, how great this is.
Yeah.
So we did this. And so Robert says to the audience on his night, he goes, was anybody here to see Jason Bonham, Led Zeppelin? And they're like, hey, and a big cheer. And he went, okay, well, you saw how it used to be done. And now hear how we do it today, you know? Yeah. So it was very, in a way, it was a nice compliment, you know.
Yeah, absolutely.
You saw how it used to be done, and now, you know, see how I do it today. But as I said, I do it not so much for them, really. It's partly for me, I always brings me closer to my old man, and for the fans that love to come out and see it played in a live environment. You know, as I said, I wouldn't be doing it any otherwise.
It's a beautiful tribute, man, and I think you and him are both incredible drummers. Like, he was like one of the best drummers ever, dude. And you were doing such an amazing job, like carrying on that legacy.
Thank you.
It must feel just amazing being up there and being. Do you have part of his kit, or is it your
no? Kit? No, I haven't used. My mom doesn't allow any original items outside the house.
I see. Okay.
Yeah, so okay. She's never allowed. All I've done is I've always paying homage to the old man, and like had the colors of the kits are the same. And yeah, I mean, I once did. Even my dad's watch. My mom gave me my dad's watch, like when I got married, like 33 years ago, and then I almost left it in a hotel room. And a maid found it and gave it back to us like a week later. Wow. And she took it back off me. She says, you're not old enough to look after anything now. So, and same thing goes with the drums. I remember I used my dad's Green Sparkle kit on Jimmy Page's album in '88. And then ended up leaving one of the drums at Jimmy's forever. And that was it. I was never allowed to take it out of the house again.
Oh,
you know, bless. You know, yeah. Still that way now. I'm still not old enough, as she says.
Oh. Has she's gone to the shows?
Yeah, she's been to shows. She hasn't been for a while. But she came to a couple of them and then was like, how long are you going to keep doing this for? I have no idea. My son actually, I'm not saying it's a long time, but my son actually opened up for me at the Greek last October, and here in Florida at big sold out places where we had 4,000 at the one and I think 3,700 the other, and he did a great job because he's nothing in the genre of classic rock. He's a 26-year-old, loads of eye makeup, kind of pop punk, bringing back that whole, you know, like a Youngblood, MGK meets the, you know, Blink and all that, which I'm trying to explain to him is not a new thing, was done a while back, you know. And I just love it. It's brought us really close together. Him and his music. I work on the music for him and do mixes and then send it to him and he does his voice and he's like, whether he likes it or not, but he's quite brutal with me. So it keeps me young, that part of it, and creative, and I try to be as diplomatic as possible. But it was really nice. He came and played and it was very cool I was doing something that was for my father, and then my son was opening up, which my dad we never got to that situation where we could ever have done that. And literally within a couple of months or a month later, I went to see Sting and his son was opening up for him. And then just recently, Sammy, we did the show with Sammy and his son was opening up for him.
Oh, that's awesome.
And I think it was just, you know, I was a bit worried about letting my boy play at the show, and and he doesn't use his last name. So he goes up there as Jagger and uses his middle name. So the fact that they got into it, nobody left, and they all gave him a standing ovation and like lit the phones up, and yeah, very proud father moment. But as I say, so to get to that's how long we've been doing it. He was a little kid that got up and jammed at the start of Levy Breaks when I played the Greek in 2011.
Oh wow!
You know, fast forward to 22, and he was now opening up. You know, yeah, all 6'4" of him, like yeah. So hilarious. But as I said, I'm really pleased that they're carrying on. You know, the tradition of music. I mean, 3 years ago he wasn't really into music that much. He was suddenly went, yep, that's it.
But it's funny, it's because you swung around too, because you got into like motocross and stuff like that, didn't you? So it's at a, you know, I think everyone goes through that sort of, me trashing everything. You know, everyone goes through those phases where they'll get away from, you know, she's a mistress that'll always bring you back. The old music, bring you back in. She'll reel you back. Yeah,
sadly, motocross is a bit like that as well. Anything to do with that, but you just get. When you get older and wiser, you're just not as fast as you ever were.
Yeah.
And you just never want to watch yourself on a video. You know, you never want to watch anybody. Never film yourself when you get to a certain age on a dirt bike, because it ruins the illusion of how you feel on the bike rather than how you look. It's amazing how small the dirt bike looks when you get older compared to what it looked like when you get on it. Yeah.
Oh, mate.
Which as I said, I still love my dirt bikes. Still like to go riding. Now, because of like, as you get older and, you know, it's a little bit more physical. My new thing is hiding inside the car and going to the track with a car. So I'm fortunate enough, I got one of the new Z06 Corvettes.
Ooh.
And I've already taken that to the track a couple of times. And I have a lot of fun driving those. In the pro class especially, it's quite a good laugh. I'm the only street car in the class at the moment. And yep. I get out there, listen to my music, pull in the pits, and I go, you listening to music while you're going around? I'm like, yeah, why? Then I love having a big wind up. I love having a wind up to the old drivers in their Porsches with the suits on and everything. You know, they got the proper shoes and everything, and I'm there like, yeah, whatever.
That's awesome. That's amazing. But of course, I mean, what else you got coming up, man? You got this tour down under.
Yeah.
What's happening for you in the future? More with Sammy?
We got more this year. We just announced today, actually, we're going on tour with Government Mule, and we're going to do a summer break with those guys. So we have, and then I have Welcome to Rockville in May, which is in Daytona with JBLZE, that's going to be fun because we're like, I think, fourth from top or third from top on a metal festival.
Yeah, it's huge.
So we've done a couple of them. I must say they've always gone better than I imagined because it's the music. That's the thing that gets across at the end is, you come on stage and if you're going to open with Immigrant Song and you look out and there's like 50,000 people there all going, dun, 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 yeah, it's the greatest way to open it. You know,
absolutely.
You soon forget, you soon stop being so worried and just let the music, as I said, be honest and they will get it. And that's all it is. This is 5 fans of Led Zeppelin on stage, giving the music the best we possibly can to a modern day audience that have never seen it or didn't have a chance to see it back in the day and have a bit of fun.
That's what's important. Absolutely. Yeah. Because I mean, I miss Zeppelin. My mates miss Zeppelin. They were devo that they couldn't fly over and see over. 2 of my mates, Ollie and Christian, shout out to those boys, are massive Zeppelin fans. And they were devo that they couldn't get that. Was it 2007? Mate, they were like in tears. So this is going to be like the closest thing they're going to get. And they're very, very, very excited. So I'm excited. It's going to be incredible, dude. It's going to be so good.
Oh, I mean, and that to me, see that like I was like them at that gig when we did that. One of the best things wasn't only the show for me; it was the 6 weeks that led up to it of being around them.
Oh yeah,
I hadn't been with them in that much company for years, so I was seeing them like on a weekly day basis. 5 hours a day, every day, apart from the weekends. And then at the weekends, depending if I went home, I'd see Robert back in the Midlands and go out with him. if I stayed in London, usually Jimmy would call me up and go, "Do you want to get something to eat, or do you want to go out?" So, and then one night, best feeling in the world, and they'll get this if I tell them this. Your boys who are listening, out, shout out. I went to a nightclub with Jimmy and with Robert to see Robert's son playing, and he was playing. And as we got to the door, they went to stop me, and Robert went, "Hey, no, you got to let him in. It's the new drummer with Led Zeppelin." And I was like, "Did he just say I'm the new drummer with Led Zeppelin?" I was like, I just wanted to enjoy that moment a little bit longer.
Hey,
what was that again, Robert? Can you just the new drummer with Led Zeppelin? Yeah. So yeah, it might have been for one night, but I'll take one night.
That's amazing. Oh, that's so cool. Do you call them your uncles? Are you like your uncle?
Only to piss him off. Grandpa's a better one.
Grandpa's.
Yeah. Grandpa Rob. Yeah.
Oh, mate.
Papa Rob.
I love it.
No, I must say I saw him again a couple of years ago. Now we were doing a gig in. I was recording in Nashville.
Yeah.
And he was in town, and he thought I was staying at the same hotel. So every night he'd come to like 10 o'clock at night, and he'd call me up or text me and say, "Well, you coming down to the bar?" Oh. I go, "All right, yeah." So me and my wife would like leg it half a mile across town, and like, you know, as fast as we could. "I'll meet you in 20 minutes," you know. And he's like, "Why so long?" You know. So we walk into the bar and he goes, "Well, you guys having sex or something?" And I went, "One, that's a very weird question, Robert. Two is, we're not staying in the same hotel." He goes, "Oh, I thought the reason why I'm texting you, I thought you were." I said, "I stayed here on the first night because we had a power outage in our hotel. That was all." So like for 10 days, that facade went on until at the end I went, I've got to tell him. And he laughed. He must say he found it hilarious. But we had a really good time of hanging out because it still wasn't, you know, it was 21, but it still wasn't fully open most places.
Yeah.
So there's only me and my wife and Robert and like a couple of other people at this hotel. So it was great to just go over the old days, you know, just reliving. Even my wife has grown up in that area, so she's known him and that for years and years, right, even before we met. So yeah, from the same area, just the whole thing. So we had a great, amazing time reminiscing of all the old, and he was telling me things that I didn't know about my old man, which was like new. So it was great, you know.
That's awesome, man. That's awesome. But hey, Jason.
Yes.
Thanks so much for hanging out, man. It's been really cool. And
thanks for having me.
I can't wait. We can't wait. We'll have all the links down here to the tour. And until then, you go have a bash back there, have a couple of beers and chill out. Yeah. Mate, I love it. I love it. Hey, thank you so much again, man. And I hope you have a rad day.
Take care of yourself.
Yeah, thanks, mate. See you soon.
All the best. Take care.